On the planet Yautja Prime, there is an alien species called the Yautja who are prey to none, friend to none, but predator to all. A young and undersized Yautja from a warrior clan called Dek seeks to prove his worth as a hunter to gain his father's approval and elevate his status. When Dek enters a cave, he sensed the presence of his elder brother Quay, who used an invisibility cloak to hide himself. They both fought each other. His brother is trying to get him prepared for his first hunt. Quay tells Dek that he fights with rage and that is going to get him killed. Just after the training, Quay shows Dek a planet called Jenna. He tells him that just as their ancestors did before them, for him to earn his place in the clan, he must choose a prey and bring it back to their planet or he should never return. Different preys are being displayed in a holographic form, and among all the preys, Dek decided to hunt the most dangerous prey of them all called the Kalisk. Even their father is afraid the creature because it's unkillable, but Dek is determined to bring the creature back home. Their father calls him the weakest, so he must kill the strongest. Quay doesn't want his brother to go, but Dek makes it clear that his mind is made up. During their conversation, their father in chores arrives at the scene and asks Quay why hasn't he done it. We find out that their father has ordered Quay to kill Dek, but Quay doesn't want to because his younger brother deserves a hunt. According to their father's reason, Dek is their clan weakness and must be killed. Immediately, the father brings out a device to trap Dek's body to the ground and orders Key to behead him with his sword. Key goes close to his brother with his sword, but instead of his neck, he used his sword to set his brother free and pushed him inside a spaceship. He goes to fight with their father, but his skills are no match. The invisible cloak gives his father the advantage as he cuts off one of Key's arms and pierced his sword through his heart. Before Key died, he used a remote to turn on the spaceship he placed his brother into, and it flies him away from the planet. After a long while, Dek crash-landed at the planet of Jenna. After taking a look at his surroundings, he promises himself to hunt the prey for his brother Quay, who sacrificed himself for him. Without wasting much time, he brings out his weapons, which includes his advanced bow and spear. In the process of equipping them, Dek gets attacked by a bunch of tree branches. He used his sword to cut as many branches as possible, but more keeps coming. Dek smartly and swiftly managed to escape from the creature. He picked some flowers and used it to treat his wounds. He picks up a worm to eat, but as it begins to swell, he throws it away and it exploded like a bomb. Just as Dek begins his hunt for the Kalisk, he sees dozens of dangerous flowers. The closer you get to them, the more they swell until they explode. A gigantic flying creature called the pterodactyl also has Dek on sight, targeting him as a prey. A girl on a valley named Thia tries to warn him, but he doesn't understand her language. The girl then reveals to be a robot as she changes her language to the one the alien can understand. Thia says she can help him, but Dek replies that he hunts alone. The pterodactyl suddenly started to throw objects from the sky, and it landed on the flowers, making it to explode numerous poison on Dek's face. Following Thia instructions, he throws his weapon to her before he falls to the ground from the poison. Just as the creature tries to devour him, Thia jumps and uses Dek's weapon to kill the creature diabolically. Thia saves Dek's life before the poison could spread by giving him an antidote. Just as Dek stands up, he tries to help Thia up but realizes she has no legs. Thia explains to him that she's synthetic. She was built by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation for research. She also tells him that many of his kind has come here to hunt the Kalisk, but none has survived it. But she has seen the Kalisk and survived it. She proposes a deal to him. He should take her along with him and she will guide him to the Kalisk den. Once she's there, she will put back her legs and help him kill the Kalisk. Dek doesn't give a damn about her until Thia convinced him that she will be his tool, a perfect tool for him to find his prey. This was the moment Dek decided to tag her along. He turns a large tree into a rope and used it to tie her on his back as she directs him on where to find the Kalisk. When night arrived, they decided to camp at a cave where Thia tells Dek how she has been in Jenna for 2 years. She knew someone will save her, but she never expected it to be him. She was expecting her best friend Tessa. Tessa and Thia are very special and are robots created by the Yutani Corporation. Just when she and Tessa were exploring Jenna one day, the call attacked them and ripped out her legs. The last sound she heard from Tessa is Tessa calling out her name. Thia sadly realizes that she has been telling the story to herself all along because Dek is fast asleep. Meanwhile, at the Yutani Corporation, the lifeless body of Tessa is placed inside a machine and it brings her back to life. We find out that Tessa was given a mission, which is to capture the Kalisk and ensure Boapin's retrieval. The mission is given to her again and she is told that Dek is a potential threat to the mission and should be killed. The company tells Tessa how displeased they are and her continued failure will result to her decommission. The next morning, Dek asks Thia where he can find food. He needs all the strength he can get for his mission. Thia shows him a gigantic creature shaped like a rhino. Dek decided that the creature is going to be his food. The prey noticed his presence and begins to run. Dek doesn't give up. He begins to jump from one tree to the other to catch up with the creature. Just when he almost pounced on it, a monkey-like animal shows up from nowhere and disrupted his hunt. Dek angrily attacks the monkey, which seems to be so strong. When he tries to choke the monkey, Thia alarms Dek as the rhino-looking creature is charging towards them. Dek immediately throws his sword at the head of the creature and it sliced it into two. He holds the bones of the creature and screams in victory, but they get captured by another creature. This one is shaped like an octopus. It tried to eat them, but unexpectedly the monk-like creature rescues them by unleashing a sharp shell that made the creature to drop them. The monkey-like creature seems to be liking Deck, but all is not over as they were still chased by the creature. The monkey is captured, and just as it was about to be swallowed, Deck pounced on the creature back and started to slide his sword around its body until it died. Meanwhile, Tessa is sent into the forest with some heavy armed men to kill Deck and capture the Kalisk. Tessa's strength is displayed as she held one of those plant monsters with ease before her men used their fire guns to burn them down. Later that night, Thia recounts their amazing adventure together and how they make a pretty good team. The next morning they continue their journey. Deck abandons the monkey while he still sleeps, insisting that he hunts alone and Thia is his tool. They finally arrived at the call den where they see hundreds of corpses on the floor. Thia finally found her leg. And after she fixed it, she decided to reveal a truth she kept from Deck. But before that, Deck told her that he will never forget her. He will honor her until the end of his life for helping him capture the Kalisk. Anyway, Thia advises Deck to run away because the company is on its way here. She reveals that she is also on a mission with the company to capture the Kalisk. She warns Deck that if he doesn't leave before the company arrive, he will be killed. Deck replies that if they try to stop him, he will kill them. He goes out, used his sword to create an explosion, and this leads the Kalisk to him, a very gigantic creature. Deck goes to attack it. The creature is so strong that it broke the tip of his sword with a swing. Deck managed to slice its hand, but unfortunately it grows back again. He then used a chain to try and pin the creature to the ground. Thia used a gun to assist him, but at the dying moment, instead of saving her, he tells her to save herself. Deck this time managed to use his sword to cut the head of the Kalisk, but to his frustration, the head of the creature grows back again. This creature cannot be killed. A device is being thrown out of nowhere. It was thrown by Tessa, who shows up with her team. The device managed to freeze the call, and Deck also got freezed too. Deck wakes up to see himself being tied up by Tessa, who wants to experiment on him for the company. Between Tessa and Thia conversation, we find out that the company captured the Kalisk because of its regeneration powers, which they can use to save humanity. Thia isn't happy concerning Deck capture. She tries to convince Tessa to let Deck go because he saved her life. They should only experiment as weapons and technology, but Tessa doesn't want that. After a while, Thia decided to smartly set Deck free and helps him escape out of the vehicle. Deck goes back to his ship and re-equipped himself so he can go attack the company to rescue Thia. He sees the monkey on the way and realizes that the monkey is the child of the call. Deck spits on it, which means he has recruited the monkey into his clan. Together with the monkey, Deck begins to take out the company guards one by one. On the other hand, the company thanks Tessa for capturing the Kalisk. They ask about Thia, but Tessa lies to them that she already killed it. After taking out numerous guards, Deck finally rescues Thia, who seemed touched that he finally cares about her. Deck tells her that the monkey is Kalisk's child and he cannot abandon its mother on the ship and goes to free her. On his way, Tessa attacks him with a gigantic mech suit. Just while he fights it, Thia is busy setting the Kalisk free. Just as Tessa gains the upper hand, the Kalisk pounced on Tessa's suit, destroys it, and kills her. The Kalisk reunited with her child as Deck and Thia watches. Deck goes to pay his respect to the Kalisk, but from behind, Tessa throws a device that freezes and exploded the Kalisk to death. Tessa tries to kill Thia, but Deck stabbed her from behind. After a while, Deck returns back home to fight his father to avenge his brother's death. His father sends two of their clan members to get rid of him, but Deck easily kills them all to his father's surprise, who saw him as the weakest of them all. Deck goes on a one-on-one combat with his father, who tried to take advantage with his invisible cloak again, but Deck was smartly able to get him and defeated him. His father says to him that he can finally join their clan because he has proved himself, but Deck replies to him that he has his own clan. Kalisk's son eats his father from behind. Standing by his side is Thia. Deck takes his father's invisible cloak. Just as everything seems to over, but then one by one the Yautjas raise their weapons to the sky, a new threat has arrived. A towering, awe-inspiring figure, Deck's mother leading an entire clan of warriors behind her. The battle isn't over, and the true destiny if the new leader is only just beginning. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more contents like this.